This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Everybody, hello. Welcome back to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Listen, you guys, I'm so excited that you all are here. We're about to have a wonderful, much needed conversation with the beautiful ladies on screen here. Listen, you guys, it's about to get real. We have got back these beautiful ladies, Naughty Love from Naughty Love Movement. Y'all check out her YouTube channel. And the beautiful Kim, because she always gonna deliver. Kim delivers is here with us today to have a discussion to help these ladies. Y'all know what the title is now. It's time to chat, ladies. Call your girlfriends, tell them to get on over here on social media. We're going to have a conversation. Now, I also want you all to remember to subscribe to the girls' channels here because, listen, they've got some great information. All their information also is in the description of this video to make it real simple and easy for you to check them out. Remember, go on over there, support, and click those notification bells when you're over there. Subscribe to their channels when you're over there and watch their videos. Okay. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, you want to do that. You don't want to miss out on that now. That is a Christmas stocking stuffer that everyone needs. So y'all go ahead and subscribe to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Ladies, I want to start out with this quote first. This is a quote, you guys. Beautiful quote here on screen. This is by Eleanor Roosevelt. And it says this: a woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she's in hot water. Woo! Mm-hmm. Child, don't test a woman. Don't test her.
True.
But if you get tested, you need to know your own strength as well. Mm-hmm. So you guys have this chat today. Naughty, let's start out with you. What can we do to talk to the ladies? What would you like to share?
I wanted to talk about how to develop a sense of self and build self-worth with young adults. And the reason why this came up for me, because we see so much of the young people just kind of not valuing themselves, and they're open and out in the public with it. And it's just like, how do we bring them back? How do we reel them back in to get them to care about how they present themselves to the world? Seriously. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got these young girls out here, they're pregnant, belly all out, they got boobies out everywhere. Like, how do we reel that back in to make our young people value themselves again? Like, it's just heartbreaking to watch, to be quite honest. And
it is. It is. And I'm going to answer that. I want to say hello to you who are in the chats as well. Thank you for being here. Hey, Aaron, thank you for being here. Beautiful. Listen, hi, Aaron. Aaron is the best moderator here. Listen, I'm so grateful that she's here on the Juice Radio Talk Show. She's in that chat sharing some love, but she's also giving you guys some great guidance. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe this channel, okay, to this channel. Thank y'all so very much. And she also has put all the panelists' information in the chats as well to make it so easy for y'all to click on those. Hey, Latoya. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you for being here, beautiful. All right. Hey, Dustin. How you doing? Thank you for being here as well. And you know what? Robin is here. Come on, Robin. Hey, Robin. How are you? Thank you for being here. Love it. Love it. Y'all come on and give a great big hello to the Judy Buggin Show. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you for being here. All right. The Essence. Aesthetic. All right, I said that right. All right, good afternoon to you too. Thank you for being here as well. All right, now, hey, thank you so much, Latoya. She's our other moderator on the channel. Thank you so much for being over here, girl, handling those things over there. Y'all say hello to James Pryor. Hey, James. Thank you so very much for being here. Now, you guys, we'll flash your comments on the screen here as we go along, but you know what? We want y'all to keep those comments going. Naughty, I'm going to say this about our young children nowadays, the way they dress, the way they don't see themselves as worth. I remember when I was growing up, my mom was my leader in how I should live my life. And my mom was not afraid to tell me, no, you are not going out the house wearing that. No, you are not. My mom was also one who told me why I was not going out the house looking like that. So our generations change as we go along. Now, get this. Her mom told her the same thing, according to what her generation, the way they wore and they carried themselves. But I think as we go along, our teachings and our guidance get a little diluted in the process. Now, when my mother grew up, it was a village. They had a village. If the neighbors saw you, they talk to you and they have a right to say that. And her mother wouldn't get on them for saying that. The same thing in ours. When I was raising my children, my neighbors had the right to correct my children. And my children could not come home and tell me, oh, the neighbor said this. Because the first thing I would do is what you did. And why is the neighbor calling me? Why? What did you do? I would get on them. But it also was still a little diluted from what my parents had, because I could not tell my mama, the neighbor came and said this about me, because she would be like, first of all, why you acting up that the neighbor have to come to you and so as we go along in life, things have been diluted. What can we do to get them back? Because nowadays, if you tell a child something, the neighbor say something to a child, that child snapping at you, the mama snapping at you, and you have to be careful that a fight don't break out.
And that's I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, and that's what parents have to start parenting and stop being friends with their kids. And I think that's where we lost this newer generation. And I agree with you. We have to lead by example, and we have to correct them when they're wrong.
Come on.
But don't just correct them, explain to them.
Right. Kim, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm in agreement with Nani. Here's the thing is that even if you did try to, I've seen teachers and things like that try to help the parents and stuff like that. But I mean, help the students that they see having problems and instill, certain standards in them. But if they're going back home to the same kind of environment that's going to undo everything, what does that have to do? I mean, you can only talk to them so long. But, basically they go to my mom and daddy let me do it. And then in society, and it's first of all, people's morals and has been relaxed. Nobody pays attention to society mores now. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. Then everything's over on the internet, on Instagram. Everybody is just showing themselves out. Nobody has any decorum. We were taught how to act and how to maneuver in society. Nobody does that. Matter of fact, when you want to talk about old school, before you could go out, good and all going well, you had to talk with your parents. The parents had to talk.
Come on now.
Look, we get ready to go out this door. When we get ready to go out this door, you better act like you got some sense. But first of all, you represent me. We got to go over such and such house. You get in there, you sit down. Kids supposed to be seen, not heard. I done already fed you. You should not have to eat. You get the whole talk. So nobody even talks to some kids on how to behave themselves or contain themselves. You know what I mean? So, I do believe it starts with the parents. Maybe people need to have more parent support groups or something like that. And people nowadays too are so. Everybody is so convicted or committed to being wrong. Okay, nobody want to be right no more. Everybody would, because as a matter of fact, being wrong seems to be celebrated and being right seems to be condemned. Okay. Yes. So nobody wants to be corrected on theirs or to see a different view or as we were talking earlier about sharpening the saw. Everything you do, you should always be trying to see what you can do better. And then a lot of parents just aren't parenting their kids nowadays. So that's why you see a lot of people that don't have any sense of self. And they're being raised in broken homes. I know my daughter or homes is only one parent, and both parents matter, so that's the other thing. So it's just a lot. I mean, it's a lot that has to happen.
It is. Robin says, sadly, today's youth village is reality TV. Too many of them are encouraged to emulate poor behaviors that they see on television because they see how they are rewarded. Come on now. Come on, Robin.
We live in a society that rewards bad behavior. And this is why it's growing. The beast is growing. Let me tell you, in my generation, it went on, but we were more willing to hide it. Like, we weren't out in the open with it. We weren't putting it on social media, and we were still scared of our parents, like what they would think. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to disrespect my mom. You know what I mean? So we were conscious about it, my generation, but this newer generation, they don't even care. They don't care that they disrespect their legacy. They have no self-worth. And they're promoting promiscuity and things like that. And they don't even realize, because they don't even have the foresight to see how that will affect them in the future. And that's what's scary. Because they live in the now. Everything is so instantaneous. Everything has to be instant gratification, but they're not thinking about how it's going to affect them in the future. And the fact that they're putting this online, that they may get a deal one day and they look back on their social media and they're like, oh no, this is what you was into. Oh no. Oh no.
Come on. Those are facts. Those are facts.
They're missing that foresight, I think, on how these poor behaviors will affect them when they are done with this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's good now when you're young in your 20s and stuff like that. But what happens when you become 30 and 40 and you start taking life more seriously?
Yes.
You have now left a negative digital footprint that cannot be erased.
Let me tell you, and like you said, the kids, they don't even look for the future. Latoya said, this is the number one reason why I put Justin in private school, because I refuse to lose my son to the streets or the system. I changed his environment and he is doing amazing. And I wish more parents would be able to do the same thing with changing the environment. Because that does impact the child in a way where even they will start seeing the wrong that they were doing. But, every parent can't do that. So what do we do? Now, Nadi has a beautiful article here that I have put in the link for you all to see. It says how to develop a sense of self and build self-worth in young adulthood. Now, that article link is on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook channel here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. So make sure that you go to those channels to get those links. What do we need to do? Listen, there's a lot of work, but if the parents aren't willing to be a part of that process, then everyone around them is wasting their time. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm gonna come up to Kim because we've got various topics we want to talk about. Kim, Kim, let's go with you. Where should we start with these conversations? Great topic, Nadi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I want to talk about when you talk about sense of self. Me and some friends of mine, we were talking about just being single and dating, and then how people come into your DMs. Okay.
Ooh, child.
Yes, and sometimes how can I say? I'm trying to make sure I'm being politically correct now. So here, let me hold on. So, because my mouth can get hot, and I don't want to be hot right now.
You don't want to be hot right now.
Not right now. Later on, but not right now. But anyway, so there's sometimes, okay, we all want somebody, okay, because I'm single. I would like to be able to have a companion, but the right one, not just any, okay? But somebody, like a friend of mine, it was a guy. I talked to him. He told me he started last night, and he was telling me, he said, well, you be pleased to know that I'm not dating anybody. I've stopped messing around with all these women, because, they were running in and out, right? So I said, well, what happened? Well, I just thought about it. I said, no, you did more than think about it. What was the catalyst? He said it was Thanksgiving. I said, what about Thanksgiving? He said, after I went and had Thanksgiving dinner at my brother's house, I came home and I was alone. I said, so what is it? I said, are you afraid to be alone? He said, I don't like being alone. He said, I don't want to be alone. He said, and that's the problem. He said, I was just running through them because I don't want to be alone. He said, but ain't nobody stayed. I'm here still by myself. And I was like, well, that's what I was trying to tell you all along. But there's a lot of people that do that because they don't want to be alone. And they find themselves in certain circumstances. I say all that to say, like with DMs, people will come into your DMs and, they come, I don't want to say I don't want to say a person needs to be desperate, because I've done online dating my own self before, and I have a good friend. Yeah, I have. And I have a good friend named, I don't want to name his name, but I have a good friend who I love dearly. Okay. Love him dearly. Okay. And he's when I do my photo shoots, he's my photographer. Very intelligent guy, a great guy, just an all-around great guy. My daughter loves him and everything. But anyway, but we're still friends. It's been 20 years, so that's not it. But nowadays, in the thing where anybody can come on and say anything, it's just terrible. These people coming in with shirtless pictures, they being inappropriate off the rip. And even if they are nice, like, okay, so I'll give you an example of this guy who's a really nice guy. Okay, see, he's a really nice guy. But he asked me, we had been chit-chatting on the thing. At first I saw he was married, then I saw he wasn't. So then I was like, oh, it's because I always go back to that profile to check, right? So then he says, would you mind calling me? So I said, oh, no, I don't mind. So I called him, and we were talking on the telephone. And he had separated from his wife for a while, right?
Okay.
And they had recently became divorced. And he started crying on telephone with me, very first time. Crying.
What?
He was talking about his he was talking about her and everything. So he still wasn't over her for one, okay?
Right.
And they have been married for quite well over a decade. It seemed like in our conversation, he wanted to go by every problem, every incident that they had. So, then one day he calls. He seemed like he needed somebody to talk to. So I said maybe he just needed to get it off, okay, off his shoulder. But mind you, though, at that point, if I had even thought about having a romantic interest, of course I did now, because I don't want no crying man, especially off the rip. Now, if my brother got to cry and he got to lay in my bosom, I don't have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is, men got emotions too, okay? So, but I'm just saying, off the rip to a stranger. Yeah, they need love too. So, but I'm just saying, off the rip to a stranger, okay? So, right, Michelle. So, so the next day, he calls and he says, so then he calls and I said, how you doing? He says, I'm not so good. I said, why not? He said, the police called me and told me not to continue to ride past my wife's place.
Oh, wait, now you're a stalker?
So,
thank you, Nani.
So he just said, well, I was just riding past there, because I was riding down the street. She had must have had her Ring camera on. I said, you just riding down the street? I said, oh, okay. So whatever. So then anyway, I told him, I said, listen, I gotta be honest with you, okay? I said, I don't know why you reached out to me. I said, but I tell you what, I am not. I am not a therapist. No. I said, I'm not a marriage counselor. Okay. Mm-hmm. I said, and not only this, it's a lot that you're telling me to take in my psyche. I said, I can't, and I said, I don't want to take it into my psyche. I said, and at this point, the only thing I can do is, I had somebody I had to talk to at one time, and I can give you her name and number, and you can talk to her. No, seriously, I did, because they never want to talk to nobody.
If give me your same therapist, okay, I would have gave him up.
I mean, but he told me he didn't want it. He told me he didn't need it, okay?
Oh, that's
so then.
Latoya, put another red flag, girl. He said he don't need no therapist, job.
That's right. That's another red flag, because that's what we're talking about, red flags when you're seeing these people. So then the last conversation, I think this is when he got tired of me, because I guess he wanted to have somebody that he could pour all that poison into, and I wasn't the one. Ooh. So then he had said that he started talking about her and belittling her. And he said that, you can't make a H into a housewife. You can't do this. I got her. She didn't have this. I put up. She was overweight. I helped her. She was in some trouble.
Red flag.
Attorney and all the rest of that. So then I said, well, you know what? I said, I'm not going to let you talk about that sister to me.
No.
Okay? Yeah. Because it's 3. I said, because you characterizing her now. I said, now I know you hurt and you whatever. I said, but you're not going to sit up here and talk about that sister on the phone to me. So anyway, got off the phone basically because he didn't want to hear anymore about that, because he was talking about how lazy she was because she didn't get up and cook and clean up. And I told him, she's not lazy. I'm not mad at her. I said, I'm at the age now in the stage where I've been getting help to clean in my house, okay? Because on the weekend I work so much, I don't want to have to do any of that stuff if I don't have to. And if I work and I can afford it, then why not? You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that now the ones that come in and that come off kilter into your DMs and stuff like that, and the women let them, I can understand how somebody would allow people like that into their lives, because they have this one lady that I know, she was talking about how her cousin had met somebody like that, and come to find out he had spent time in the penitentiary. He was going to rehab, but see, everybody submits their a representative. So you
Right.
don't know these things till you get involved. And because you're talking about these loose morals, these women, not these women, but some women are allowing people to come into their lives and everything without thoroughly vetting them, or even having the self-love that they know that they need to know that they're not even going. There's a lot of stuff they're not even going to take. Sin City already know who that is because I told about that story. Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
But Kim, these people that be coming in now, I get a lot of DMs, and I'm gonna tell you, they get one time to DM me some mess, I block them.
Right,
So,
that's how we are. But we got a sense of self, and that's what we're talking about. We got a sense of self. It's a lot of them that don't.
And here's how a lot of them will get some of these women to pay attention to their DMs. They go in, then the first thing they start off with, they do this with me. Hi, beautiful child. That's automatic. Delete, block, goodbye. I ain't got no time for you. No, none of that. But that's how a lot of them would get these women, by starting off with stuff like that. Hey, beautiful, because they know if they can get someone who's not hearing that enough, they may then reply back to them. So again, this sense of self, you have to know, yeah, I know I'm beautiful, but I don't know who you are, because all I'm seeing is an emoji or a fake picture. So you have to be careful about these people in these DMs, these hidden snakes that's trying to come out the weeds and try and get you. And you were good, Kim, because I wouldn't have not even given them that phone call back. I'm not doing that. Naughty, what's your thoughts on these people coming in the DM, and what should these girls be cautious of?
Oh, child, I did a TikTok on this.
Okay.
TikTok.
Okay, now.
I did a TikTok on this because I just noticed how my DMs was getting flooded with, hey, love, hey, beautiful. I'm like, you don't even know me.
That part.
You don't even know me. What it taught me was being comfortable. I got to be confident in me. Okay. And I don't need my validation through a DM or anything. And I think I make them upset because I just ignore them. And if you send me something obscene, I'll block you. I'm just really old fashioned. Like Kim, I know you believe in it, like the online dating. I don't believe in that at all. I believe in meeting a person in person. I need to see your fingernails. I need to see what kind of shoes you got on. You know what I mean? I need to see how you eat. And I'm very in person, and I know I circulate myself enough. I'm at a lot of events and stuff like that. Eventually I'll meet somebody, but I'm just not comfortable with someone sliding into my DMs and they don't know.
Well, now let me correct this. I used to be. I no longer do that. Okay, on online dating. Yeah, because times is different. This friend of mine, I met him. He had to have been almost 20 years ago, at least 15. Okay, so it was a long time ago. But yeah, times were different then. Not nowhere these times.
Naughty, did you say you got to check? You got to see their fingernails, girl. That thing just almost.
I need to make sure your nails are clean. I need to see your teeth.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's say this. What about if they are a hard worker, they're a mechanic, and they leaving work, they ain't get to scrub yet, and they stopping off to grab them a meal at this restaurant. You walked in, they walked in, they're greasy, but they're getting ready to go home and take a shower and wash up. You see them the way they are, Naughty. After work, you're gonna be like, no,
not if you a hardworking man. I'm not closed-minded now, okay? But at the end of the day, you need to be able to clean yourself up, okay? I'll give you a chance.
Okay,
I'll give you a chance. But like, I don't feel special with these people sliding into my DMs, okay?
No,
it's creepy to me. I'm not special. You'll do that to anybody. You'll do that to a lady of the night on the social media or whatever. So I'm just the type, like, I need to feel special. And if you're doing this to everybody, I'm not special. I'm not number one. You're just fixating me, trying to anybody. If anybody responds, you're going to give them that attention. And so no.
And you do that, Naughty, because you know your self-worth. You know you're more than just a click to a DM. You know you're more than that. You're not desperate. There are some women out there, sometimes people would say they're desperate, but they're not only, it's not that they're desperate, sometimes they're lonely. Like Kim just had a whole conversation. Yeah, the guy was lonely, but he was also crazy. But not everyone is crazy in their loneliness. Some people are truly lonely. But I don't think going in somebody's DM is the way to try and get, because that to me is so creepy. It is one of the creepiest things when I get a DM and something, hi, beautiful. And I'm married. I mean, all my videos, everybody know I'm married. But
Right.
that to me is some of the creepiest stuff. So I don't even give them a second chance to come back and say hello again. I automatically delete and block. Now, if you inboxing me for business, you're going to say why you're there. You're not going to just go, hello. I block those too. I block those as well.
Mhm.
So if you come in my DM, you better be specific why you there.
Exactly. And look, this is why the show Catfish still exists, people. Pay
You better come on.
attention.
Yeah, that is for sure, because people do catfish. But no, I didn't talk to that guy because I'm gonna tell you
Thank
something.
you,
I talked to him for more reasons than one, though, because at the
Hey,
time he
AT2.
needed somebody. He was crying on the rest of that, so I felt for him. I mean, the human part of me felt for him. So that's the other thing. And then I'm
Well, I'm
not gonna
glad you
lie.
didn't get in a relationship, girl, because
Well, I ain't getting ready to get in a relationship with no punk man to be sitting up there crying, first of all. So make no mistake. Okay.
I know you not, girl. I know that's not gonna be you.
All I'm just saying is, though, is that I felt for the brother. Sometimes people feelings get hurt. Okay, his
I know
feelings
you're
get hurt.
right.
And he's a
AT2
smart guy. But let me finish. He was a smart guy too. Okay, he's very smart and makes a good living and all the rest of that. So sometimes people need somebody to talk to, but I didn't know. So I gave him a second chance when I let him talk that day. And then that day I was so exhausted, I didn't shut him down. And then had to shut him down to the third day when it was the same thing over and over again. He's looking for somebody to pour all that poison into, and I wasn't trying to take it. But on his but we were Facebook friends before that. So it looks like he's got a love now. So happy for them.
Y'all pray for her. Pray for her, y'all.
You know what?
He found somebody to take in all that toxicity.
Yeah, I can understand when people do that. AT2 said that. Y'all say hello to AT2. That's my guy right there. That is my guy. What up, AT2? AT2 said, let me go clean my nails. AT2.
I heard he's so silly.
Dirty nails.
He's so silly.
I know you got no dirty nails, AT2. Was it from eating them crabs? What that crab video that AT2 has cracks me up.
Michelle, you are so funny.
Michelle said he better clean his nails before he get to 90.
Yes.
Know your worth, AT2. Absolutely. Know your worth.
Yes. Guys, look, the fingernail thing, that comes from my dad. Rest in heaven, daddy.
Yes.
He used to sit and do his pedicures and teach us how to do our own nails, our own pedicures. He used to drill in the, ain't no man gonna want you with no ugly feet, daughter.
I love me a good groomed man now. I do. I love me a good groomed man. It says a lot about not only them, but like, their upbringing. Like my husband, I'll see him like clipping his toenails sometime or just, getting himself together. And I'm like, look at what your mama taught you. Look at that. Look at what your mama taught you.
I like a grown man. I put a lot into looking good for myself. I want my partner to be equally yoked. I don't think it's wrong. Anything wrong with that.
It's not. Listen, Michelle say I can picture Kim the minute the man started crying. I would love to get a replay of that. I would love to get a replay of that.
Yeah, it was a trip. I couldn't believe it.
That is so hilarious.
You know what? A number one red flag to me, especially when it comes to me choosing a partner, if you still harping on your ex, I'm out of there. I don't want to hear nothing about your ex. Okay. You need to go get therapy. I don't want to hear about your ex. I don't want to hear about your baby mama drama. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm gonna find an excuse to excuse myself and wish you the best.
I know that's right. Now, I can't remember if it was Kim or Naughty that sent me this video, but you guys, I'm gonna run this video and we're gonna have a chat about this one here because this video was so.
I said that.
Girl, this video right here. So let's run this video and have a talk, and then we're going to get back up into these comments because y'all are hilarious over there. Let's run it.
If she's between the age of 30 to 50, you have 3 to 5 business days to say the right things before she stops responding.
See, I told you all, when you're talking about hang up, I gave him 3 to 5 business days. I only gave him 3 business days.
That was fair. You was just being fair.
I was just being fair. You gotta be fair now.
Just like if I met a mechanic and he getting off of work, I'm not gonna judge his dirty fingernails. I'm gonna give him a chance to clean up.
Thank you, Naughty.
Yeah.
Thank you. AT2 said it was those crab legs. That's the crab leg juice that was in your nails, AT2. Okay, I get. All right. So Julia says this, unless they got a catfish, unless they got is that fit? Oh, unless they got a fetish.
It's a
Child,
fetish.
a fetish.
Oh. Fetish.
I'm nervous about some of those too. I'm nervous. I had a guy walk up to me one time, you guys. It was so weird. I was walking in a restaurant. I was waiting to be seated, and my husband was standing over like a little distance away from me, waiting for a table. And some guy came up to me and told me, "You have beautiful feet." I looked at him like, "What?"
Some people got fetish.
He just looked at me. I'm just walking by like, "You got beautiful feet," and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Some people just got a fetish for feet.
Hey, Carol,
how you doing? A Boomerang.
I just cannot.
He had the
Boomerang. That movie was hilarious.
Yes, remember he had the foot fetish.
Okay, so I'm that girl said, Naughty, I'm with the clean nails as well. I love it. Thank you, girl. Thank you for being here as well. All right, let's go over to this next one. And listen, women of a certain age, we ain't putting up with all that mess. We just ain't doing it. We are not doing it. Hey, Bianca, thank you, beautiful. Thank you for being here as well. I'm not going to do that. Julia says they love anything. Okay. All right. That is funny. All right. So let's go over to this story, which Kim gave me about catfishing. This story about catfishing. I want to bring this on the screen because this is very important to women, to women, guys also, because women, let me tell you, women are not the only ones being catfished around here, you guys. And remember, all these stories are in our chat, so in our description, so y'all can see it. This story was something that I was really excited about, Kim, and thank you for this. And it says this this is actually from a WebMD site. It says, what is catfishing? It says a catfish isn't just a fish that with whiskers. It's a term for a person who pretends to be someone else online. A catfish uses fake photos and sometimes a fake persona to find friends or romantic partners on the internet. Get that in. And here's some of the reasons why it says people are catfishing. Reasons someone may choose to catfish is poor self-esteem. Now, this is not the person they're trying to catfish. This is what they're talking about themselves. They're talking about their own selves. And it says they do this.
Oh, yes, because they can hide behind the facade of the internet.
Correct. They have this depression or anxiety. They hide their identity. They targeted revenge, targeted harassment to explore their sexuality. This is a lot. Kim, tell us why you chose this conversation, which is very interesting.
Well, because some people are fall prey to that. You know, I'm a big YouTuber now, and so I watch some of these things, and we've all watched catfish, but a lot of people will do that. And even if they don't go to the extent of some of these, even just people sending their representatives. They can show you their real face and all the rest of that. But I feel it's a low-key catfish, just sending your representative and not showing up with your true, authentic self.
Yes. And it also, it's really interesting to me, Kim, when I saw this story, because it says some of the reasons why people do this is because of poor self-esteem. The catfisher, the person who's out there catfishing, they have poor self-esteem. But get this, they also target a lot of people sometimes who also have poor self-esteem. Now, a lot of you know I love these reality shows, especially on TLC, 90 Day Fiance and all this kind of stuff. And there's been one of the episodes, I can't remember exactly which one, but there was a gentleman that was on there. He was on the heavier side, and he was online dating this person who he thought was this beautiful young lady who was a stripper and beautiful body and everything. And he had been online dating this image of her for several years, sending money to her and everything. And long story short, with the show, he found out that he was being catfished by a man, stating that he was this person, this woman, and that he was sending the gentleman was sending money to this man, thinking he was sending money to the woman all this time, that because he thought they were in a romantic relationship. And he even said something to the effect on the show where they were like, well, why did you do this? Because he actually got to meet the real woman. She showed up. The producers found her, and they were able to have them meet at this bar, and they introduced themselves, and she told him, no, it wasn't me. I wasn't doing it. And she wanted to remain friends with him. No, it wasn't Catfish. It was one of the TLC
Okay.
shows. I have to remember which one.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Mhm.
he wanted to stay friends with her, and she was like, okay. And he was like, he wanted to maybe like date, and she was like, no, he's just not my type. I
Right.
think that's the thing. A lot of people feel as though I'm gonna target these people because their esteem is low about themselves. So it's not just a catfisher, it's the person that they're trying to catfish also have issues, I believe, sometime with this low self-esteem. You look at some of these people and you're like, y'all were not a match. Have y'all ever thought about this as far as this catfishing? Kim, I'm gonna go over to you.
Well, I want to pick up on what Nadia had said earlier. So for
Mhm.
the people that's on the other side, the people that's getting catfish and the catfishers, okay, first of all, they're going to grab for low-hanging fruit, okay? That's why they put they put the line out there. They're trying to grab low-hanging fruit because perhaps they're not the one that you can meet in person and see that they got their stuff all together, like Nadi, was saying, you know what I mean? They know that they may need to have some work to do, or they don't feel really secure within themselves. So that's one thing I believe. And then on the other side of the computer is those people who, feel as if, that they're lonely or they need that attention. My friend, who's really my best friend's brother, one of my best friend's brother, who I was talking to, said that, he went home by himself. Some people are just lonely. You know what I mean? It's a lonely world. You can be in a crowd of people and still feel lonely. That all depends on what you feel in your heart. And matter of fact, that same guy, my best friend's brother, he gonna tell me, he had told me something. He was teasing me. He said, okay, little big sister, because he's older than me. So I said, yeah, I am big sister because I'm bossy. He said, you wouldn't be so bossy if you had some love in your life. I said, wait one more 4 minutes. Well, let me tell you something. I said, no, you're going to step back on that. I said, I got a love in my life. I said, you know what the greatest love of all is? The love of oneself, okay? I said, that's what I have, all right? I said, now, you were the one who's talking about that you spent Thanksgiving by yourself, even though you don't ran through 20 women in the last month. I said, so what? You know what I mean? So what? I'm supposed to be, just be going, just talk to anybody? I said, no, I'm special. Okay. And I said, when God sees fit to send that person to me, that's fine. But I live a fulfilled life. But he sure did. So the other thing is that people have to be comfortable with being with themselves. I like me. I got a fulfilled life. I got friends. I can hang out and stuff like that, And it's not to say that I don't have any romantic interests that are out there, but it just, all of them just ain't it's not what I'm necessarily looking for. And I got things I want too. Shouldn't I get what I want?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You should. Mm-hmm. You should get exactly what you want to. Kim, you so funny. You said the man ran through 20 women in a month.
Yes, every time I turn around. And then he gonna have audacity to tell me one day that he had met this girl. He went to a seniors concert. He went to a seniors concert. And so I called him because I saw some insurance too. So I'll be checking on him because, I'm going to make sure you get most benefits. And, he like family. So then he was like, oh, Kim, he said, boy, I said, what's wrong with you? He said, boy, I had to get rid of this girl. She came over here and baked me a cake. I said, well, who is she? I met her on the weekend at and this is on the weekend, so it was just a couple days ago at the concert. He said, she baked me a cake. I said, you eating cakes from somebody you don't even know? I said, you cannot be eating cakes that you were nobody. He said, Kim, it was so heavy, I let it go. He said, and then she had on a soggy diaper. I said, now hold on here. Wait a minute. I said, how do you know that she had on a soggy diaper? And so then he said, well, he's going to get, I said, oh my God, you just met her a couple of days ago and you was going to get busy? I said, I cannot believe that. So yes. And I said, and that's just a shame. I said, now you talk about she got a soggy diaper on. I said, and she done baked you cakes and bringing it over there. I said, boy, I tell you the truth. I said, I said, so you just picking up anything. I said, you got to stop that. Why you
Go ahead, Nadia, and then let me chime in because I have so much to say. Go ahead, Nadia.
I find with the catfishing, a lot of people that do catfishing, I find trauma bond. They bond off of traumas. Like they may have had like a major loss or something like that, and they find somebody to latch onto that's willing to, help them through that pain. But it's definitely low self-esteem there. People, I think it's an escape because people don't have to deal with their true issues,
right?
What's really going on, and we don't have to face and deal with what we have made a mess of in our life. So that's why I don't believe in this online stuff. I don't like it. Present me
That's what I
who
said.
you
Right.
are in person. I
That
can
part.
gauge a person better that way. And because online, anyone can create a persona and present
Mhm.
themselves as something. And I just don't like to be hoodwinked because I don't react well in those type of situations. So that's
Yeah.
why I prefer to meet my guy in person. But I do see like a common theme, especially when I watch Catfish. There's a lot of trauma bonding going on there.
Yeah. That's
It
a
Mhm.
makes people
that's a
very
lot. Mhm.
vulnerable and susceptible to be misled.
Yes. One of the things I wanted to talk about also real quick, about the importance of sense of self, is this. When you women meet a man and the conversation comes up about his ex, and if he does like what Kim said the other guy did, talk so horrible about this woman, that
Mhm.
is a super red flag. Because if he's a gentleman, he would not be discussing a woman in such ways. The conversation would be totally different. A man can say, the woman did me wrong. I didn't like the way she treated me, and I just wasn't happy with the relationship. We had to go. And that's a gentleman. You get this man is, that and
Mhm.
calling and body shaming her, and she blah 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 and did this blah blah. That's not somebody that you want to be with, because I can guarantee you, probably, I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm going to say I can give you a large guarantee that they would do the same thing when it comes to you.
Absolutely.
It will
Yes.
turn.
Yes.
Absolutely. If he'll do
So
that to her, just know he'll do it to you. And the first thing I think of, Juice, what did you do in that relationship to make it? That's the
exactly.
first question that come to mind. You tell me everything she did. What did you do? It did the relationship
Exactly.
didn't fall apart.
But the other
Did
thing
you
is
hurt
that
her?
he chose her. He chose her. So the very things that he had a problem with, he chose her, and I helped her get fit. She was in legal trouble. I
No.
got her a lawyer.
No.
He wanted to be Captain Saver, you know what? A 304. Okay. That's who he wants to be. He wants to be Captain Save, a 304, and then you want to talk about her. You did that. You had a choice. If that ain't
Thank
what you
you.
want and looking for in a woman, why would you choose all that? I know I wouldn't. Again, I would not. If you had all them problems and I met you, especially legal problems. Now, people are who they are. You know what I mean? I'm gonna love you for who you are. Pounds, no pounds, whatever. I'm gonna love you
Right.
for who you are if I'm attracted to you.
Right.
But now certain things like cases and stuff I can't deal with. But you opened your arms up to deal with that. You know what I mean? So why you gonna talk about her? You had a choice in the matter.
Mm-mm. But here's the thing that I also don't like about it. Could be a man or it could be a woman. When they tell the other people, now this is after you don't broke up with the person, you go to all the people that are willing to hear, like Kim said, that are willing to allow you to pour that poison into them.
Mm-hmm.
You go to all of them and tell, oh, I did this for them and I made them, and they are this person because I did this for them. I did that for them. That to me is like, you have so much low self-esteem about yourself. You have to try and make yourself bigger by saying what you've done for somebody else. I just can't get with that type of thing, unless
Mhm.
you are in a relationship where you're trying to help another relationship out, to say, hey, listen, I did this for my husband when he was going through. You can do this for yours. If you're doing something like that, that's different. But when you're just out in the street talking about, I made, she wouldn't have had this, I wouldn't be me. That to me is also a red flag. I got issues with that. James, I want to thank you for the comment. He said, a true man doesn't talk bad about a woman. I'm going to tell you.
Right. And that's what I said too, James. I was like,
Yes.
You're not going to sit up here and talk about the sister to me. You're just not.
And women, I want to say this to you, because this is Ladies Chat and we're all here to unite and help each other. Women, if you sitting there listening to a man spew garbage about another woman like that, you're just as bad as a man that's spewing it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Correct them. And that's what
Because
I
I told
wanted
him,
to
I said, this
highlight.
case, when it comes down to situation, it's three sides: yours, hers, and then what really happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what really happened. I said, and then you were in there for 13 years, and you sound like you was unhappy all 13 years. You made that choice. Okay.
You made that choice. Terrible. Y'all, come on now. Don't be out here catfish. Don't listen to the mess. This is just too much. All right, so let me go over to this next story that Kim had, which is a really here's another one. This is from a website called Breadcrumbing, I believe it is. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to the panel here. And Kim, tell us why you wanted to bring this up. Here's the title: 7 guys reveal why they text women out of the blue. What?
Because it was just interesting because, sometimes you do wonder why. This is mostly about people who have established relationships for their exes, but it's just really interesting to see why because sometimes you always say, well, why he decided to text me out of all, after all these years or after all these times, or we fell out. Why would he be contacting? Because that happens. People do the double back. I call it the double back, but now I find out there's a whole term for it, breadcrumbing.
It's temperature check to see if they want to see if they can still get down. And it's not necessarily for a relationship. They just want to hook up.
Well, yeah, that's what they said. It was 7. It was quite a few reasons why. One of the guys said that it was for that. The other one wanted to know if he still had it in him. The other one did miss her. One actually said that he told her some really deep and private things that he would be very upset with if they ever got out. So he keeps in touch with her so they can keep cool, so she won't tell his secrets.
Oh,
what the P. Diddy is going on there?
I don't know.
That's some P. Diddy mess right there.
But that's what he said. I'm trying to find that thing, but he sure did.
So you guys, women, I want to ask you this. All right. So I'm married and I have dated before and I've been married a few times and divorced a couple of times. All right. Mm-hmm. So I say a couple because I was married twice before. I was married real young. And we have to do a story on that, you guys. I'm married and I was, 19, very young. And ended up getting a divorce and then remarried again. My esteem was a little low at the time and things happened, whatever, got divorced. And then when I came into myself where I was like, listen, I am the value. I am the prize. Mm-hmm. I am that girl. And whether I be with somebody or not, I am still that girl. That's when my Prince Charming came along.
Yes. I always say you a squirrel in my world trying to get a nut.
So busting your butt trying to get a nut.
So you ladies, if one of my exes was to text me right now, hello, what you doing? I would probably block the number. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I've had 2 of my exes come on my Facebook page and was like, hey, how are you? And I said, fine, block. I did. What would you do with one of your exes? Your exes, okay, so Nadi, what did you do when your exes came in? And did you suspect, like, what's this all about? What?
Oh no, I already knew what it was, and I just simply ignored him. I did not, but he DMs me at least once every quarter. Like, I miss you. Come back. No.
Okay. No.
You're
not doing it.
Like you were.
Yes.
But my number one tactic is to ignore. Like, because I'm not. First of all, you were ex, and you were ex for a reason.
Yes.
And I'm gonna leave you there. I don't need to circle back to figure out if anything changed. I don't care. I'm on the bigger and better. And this goes back to knowing your self-worth, people, okay? If you've been there and it wasn't good the first time, most likely the second round ain't going to be good either, okay?
Kim, thoughts on it? You got an ex that's DMing you or that's texting you, in the middle of the night or something. How you doing?
Well, I don't mind don't do that. I maybe it's the 8th stage, but I'm going to tell you something. For the most part, my exes, besides my ex, was outside of my ex-husband. And it's only because, and I that's a different thing. But I mess with them. They my people, for real.
You do.
Yep, I got a couple exes that I still talk to. We're still friends because the love was there. It just didn't work out. So it didn't happen where, it just certain things just don't work out. 2, I would be still talking to, but they had passed on. You know what I mean? But I talked to them. Yeah, sure did.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. But they passed. But I'm just saying, if they hadn't passed on, we would still be in touch because we were friends. Okay,
I think that's the difference. You remain friends even after the breakup.
One was my first love, girl. Shoot.
Okay.
Oh, well, I think one ex that I'm still friends with, and we don't have a problem. We communicate on a regular basis, but we didn't end up on bad terms at all. You know what I mean? Right. It just didn't work out. But this one ex, toxic is toxic does. Some people did.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's my ex-husband. Okay, that's my ex-husband. So And the only way
I got
I
one of
might
those exes.
answer
Mhm.
him is if it had anything to do in relation to my daughter that had real merit. Okay, because some of it is just a ploy for because she don't talk to him. So some of it is just a ploy to get her attention, but it has to have real merit. You know what I mean? But other than that,
well, I
no.
still do. My son's father and I have a wonderful relationship.
Good.
Excellent relationship. Did we have to go through some hurdles and some fights and some battles and stuff? We did, but we accomplished the goal of remaining friends. Not only for the sake of our son, because it started out, he was saying, well, let's just be friends for the sake of our son. And I said, no, I'm the type of person, if I'm going to be your friend, it's going to be because I choose to be your friend, not because I have to be your friend.
Say that too.
So I said, if we're going to be friends, it's because I want to be your friend. And it turned out, yes, we are the best. Listen, we go to bat for each other, and so forth. So yes, the other one, I have to pray, because if I saw him in the street and my car was in drive, I would probably be in trouble. But I just have to pray, because when somebody has spewed so much lies about you, just because they were dealing with their own stuff, that's a whole issue for me. But I love it. So Latoya said this. She said, I had an ex messaging me, giving a sob story, then asked me to cash app him. Blocked and reported. She blocked and reported.
That's right.
And that could have been catfish right there too, because sometimes they get your friends' pages and do stuff like that. So Robin said, I had 2 exes that went through one of my friends to see if it was safe to call me. Oh, Lord, they do that. Yes. And they're agreeing with you, Nadia. Great conversation. Nadia is funny. Listen, the essence aesthetic said, my. I love that. My. All right. So thank you, Latoya. She says, speaker, let me get this comment. The essence said, my ex just had a baby and I couldn't look at newborns for like 3 months. Is that normal?
Wow.
Oh, let me tell you something. That's a whole conversation. That's a whole conversation right there. My ex just had a baby and I couldn't look at newborns for like 3 months. Is that normal?
She was going to be the one in that place, and
There you go.
she probably had planned a whole life for them. She saw herself getting married, having children with this person. To see them to go and do it with someone else, it hurts your heart. It hurts your heart.
It does. It does. Jenny Ma dealt with that with her ex when she divorced
that
him.
right there is the same reason.
Right. Yeah. And it does. And
that's the same reason why I couldn't never date nobody I work with.
Oh, the essence. I want to say this. Yes, it is normal. It's normal because it depends on who the person is that's dealing with it. I never like to say some things are not normal in a person's life, because that's their life. That's how they're looking at that. But I will say this: the 3 months are gone, girl. Go ahead and look at some babies and a new man and get yourself, a whole great view of what your future is gonna be.
Gorgeous, beautiful, melanated queen. She is. Your Mr. Right is out there, Essence.
That's right. That's right. And your baby is going to be there and all that. But I do get what you're saying. I do. Because my ex my first husband used to work for Coca-Cola. And when we went through our divorce, I went straight over to Ritz, the little sodas at Winn-Dixie. I didn't even want to do Pepsi because I didn't know how close relationship they was with Coke.
I'm cutting all ties.
I did. That's just how. So the essence. I'm right there with you, girl. Thank you.
Do what you need to do to heal. Do what you need to do to heal, so you can move forward.
That part. Yes. Do what you need to do to heal. All right. So Mamir, hey Mamir. Mamir said, when I was young, before the internet, when people broke up, it was much harder to keep in touch. Now we can torture ourselves by following their social media and watch their lives go on. It is tough. Torture yourself. That's the key word to that whole sentence right there. You torture yourself when you continue to follow them. That's why I cut my exes off on social media. No, I don't need to know what you're doing. God bless you. I pray that wealth and strength and health to you, but I'm over here now. And I don't need you popping up to an event that I'm about to show up at, talking about I'm just here to support you. That's okay. God got me. And you don't go out here and get all the others, but I wish you
no longer get privilege in my life anymore. You don't get to know what my day-to-day is like. I don't want you involved like that anymore.
Thank you. Theaza said, I dodged a bullet, but it affected me in an odd way. That's okay, but you dodged it.
You dodged it.
Sometimes, thank you, Holy Spirit, sometimes you dodge a bullet and you lean and you be like, oh, my hip. But that's okay, because that bullet didn't get you. That hip gonna heal.
Good.
But I'm gonna tell you, this is why I would never date at work either, ever. And although I've had the chance to date at work, I never would date at work because when we break up, I'm gonna be feeling a certain way. Feelings are real. You can't help how you feel.
They are. They are. Let me do this. Let me add this beautiful article that Kim put up as well. How to use social media like a gentleman. Kim, this one right here, girl. This one right here. Talk about it, Kim.
So the first one was consider whether this woman has ever interacted with you, because this is about past interactions and things like that, and it, so because if sometimes people come in with a certain level of familiarity that ain't there because you ain't never interacted with somebody, and so that is to be presumptuous. Okay, don't do that. Okay, consider how. Oh, and what was number 2 though? Consider how often this woman deals with this. So they were talking about the different kind of interactions that we get. So how many times people are always blowing in somebody's DMs? Now they come in my DMs, but I am not like no Eva. What is that girl, Madame? I don't look like her, so I bet you people go on her DMs all the time. Okay, so I'm just saying. So you got to consider how many times. Consider whether or not you find this woman attractive. Okay, yes. So that's the other thing. So is it lust with you? What is it? Consider whether you're coming off as rude, because
that part,
right? Mm-hmm. They don't have any decorum, and they don't know any etiquette either. Sometimes, and they just come. Sometimes for guys, for some guys, what comes straight to their brain comes straight off the lips. There's no in between. You know what I mean? So think about what you say, and then what's the other one?
Over to the other one here. And I love that one right there, Kim. I want to chime in on that one. Number 4.
Yeah.
Men, when you're out here in these DMs of women, first of all, you need to consider, am I going to be coming off as rude? Now, some men may think just because I said, hey, beautiful, does not mean I'm coming off rude. Yeah, you are, because you stopped it at that. You're just trying to get us to respond. Tell me why you are in my DM. That's what I want to know. Why are you here? Why are you taking up space and time and my Wi-Fi and my cell phone that I'm paying for? Why are you taking up this time? Hey, beautiful, and what? That's what I want to know. So,
and the other thing is that when they hit the phone button, sometimes it don't text. They just call you up from the rip.
Oh, I can't stand that.
Me neither.
I can't stand when you accept a follow or whatever, and then they start trying to call you. Like, I think we don't know each other.
That's so rude. I think that's so rude to pick up the phone and call from a social media site and be like, oh, listen, I don't even answer them. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, so I don't either. I don't answer those.
I don't answer, and I'm running a whole business. But I'm not answering. And if you call, leave a voicemail. If you can't leave a voicemail, you better tell me specifically in that DM why you contacted me. Kim, go ahead. Number 5, finally consider don't.
Yeah, don't. So that means really don't even do it. And then they go and they want, just in case they didn't hear the first time, they want to reiterate. Yep, I said don't. And that's, and in case they don't understand, that's a contraction for do not. And then one more time, for real, consider not doing it.
Consider not doing it. That's right. I love that. I love these topics, Kim. Now, men, if you're out here and you want to get with a woman, you need to get that article. You need to read that article. That was interesting. If you really want to be a gentleman about it, you may like a couple of pictures and you may say, why you like her, so forth or whatever, but don't be creepy. The creepy vibes, I can't do it. Nada, you want to chime in about that article?
It's creepy, especially when they call back to back. Like if I don't answer the first time, you definitely go on block the second time you call. Like, I just think it's weird and suspicious. Like, we don't know each other. I didn't invite you in that manner, you know what I mean, through DM or whatever have you. And I just think it comes off thirsty.
Yes.
And desperate.
Thirsty and desperate. All right, so let's get to these other this other article here, which is another super fantabulous article here. Here we go. Okay, y'all, Kim wasn't playing when she was getting these articles out here, y'all. She helping us women, okay? Because you need to know the importance of your sense of self. So here's another article that Kim sent to us, and this says how to spot and avoid romance scams. Talk about it, Kim.
Well, first of all, I just want to say this. They say that they prefer to move communications away from dating websites and all the rest of that. But some things are romance scams because there has been sometimes somebody came in my DM. I looked at their profile picture and I'm like, oh my God, that brother look good. I go straight to the profile and then I say, oh, this is a scammer. You know what I mean? But you got to look at that. You have to look at how they're trying to move away from the site that you're on. Whether it's the Facebook or whatever, they ask a lot of personal questions about you. And I feel like a lot of times when people ask personal questions about you, they're trying to find out your background and use that information against you, or use it to be able to surf the internet or to find more information about you, possibly where you live at. And they don't answer any questions about themselves because, for one, they don't want you to know anything about them because they know that they work in a clandestine manner. To try to establish a bond quickly. Oh, you're so beautiful. I love you. Will you marry me? After a month or two. You've seen that in those things where women, especially older women, have gotten snookered into getting married, and people take all their money. You never meet them in person. They promise to see you, but they fall behind and all the rest of that, those kind of things too. And I think the last one is that you perform a reverse image search. Google Lens is my friend for everything. I don't care if it's a piece of item, clothing, a home decor item. I love Google Lens. Okay, Google Lens is really there for you. So, and then they tell you how to protect yourself. Don't share your personal details. Don't send or receive money, but ain't nobody giving them money. Okay, I don't understand how they do that. Use trusted dating websites. Now, I'm going to say this. When the time comes and I want to put myself back in there, I will be using a match. I may use a matchmaker, and that ain't no lie. I may do that. Okay. But that's where you pay for the people and they have a roster. I wouldn't be beyond doing that. Okay. I really wouldn't. Don't share personal contact details and think twice before using your webcam. Okay. Because you got to think twice because the other thing too, people can hack your webcams too, depending on what kind of hacker or scammer that they really are. What kind of scammer, and you have to trust your instincts because that may be the last one, but that's probably most important one. Should be number one because the instinct is really your spirit. So when something ain't right, it usually don't set right with you.
Yes. Now I want to say this also. Women, when you get these people who are saying, hey, baby, I like you, and having these conversations of romance online with you, and even if they did turn their webcam on, and even if they are, you seeing them in person, you're like, yeah, you're nice looking, and we hitting it off. The moment they ask you for money, that is
red flag.
Right there.
Any real man won't ask you.
Thank you. Any real man is not going to be like, baby, I got this light bill. No. Especially in the first, couple of weeks or a month or whatever. Even if you've been doing this for 3-4 years with somebody and you have not really hooked up and seen them in person, be careful with that. So Nadi, go ahead and chime in on these romance, and then I'm going to get to Essence comment here.
Yeah, so I think the main thing, if you are going to do like online dating, you have to keep in the forefront of your mind, these people are strangers.
Yes.
You don't know them, and you're getting to know them. And that's all it should be about. You learning one another, figuring out what each other likes or dislikes are, which should lead to a meetup in a public place. First and foremost,
yes.
You know what I mean? And then you'll go on to have more dates and have more experiences.
Yes.
I would like to make reference to the show Sisters. I loved it because one of the girls on there, Andy, the lawyer, she started online dating after she'd been through tumultuous relationships. What I loved is her girlfriends, they came with her on the date. They weren't
there you go.
in the immediate date, but they set up safety lines to make sure that girl is okay. So don't be shy about inviting someone to watch from behind the scenes. It's all about your safety. First,
I love that.
And we have to use our logical mind and just understand that these people are strangers that you're trying to build and get to know.
I love that, Nadi. You said that like the best reporter could, girl. That was excellent. Now, I want to say this also, as far as this online dating and people that get caught up in online dating, know this, the website is real big. I mean, the social media world, websites, online, webbing, and all that's online is really huge. So you want to be careful. And you think about it. if you online dating me, how many other people you online dating? Because it is really large out here. Don't think that your camera, the only camera he have to turn on. So be very careful with this online dating. And again, like Nadi said, your safety is more important. If you're going to meet up with someone for the very first time, thank you, Holy Spirit, not even for the first time, the second, third, or fourth time, you're meeting up with somebody, have somebody to be there with you. Even if, like Nadi said, they sit at the next table and just scoping it out, or whether they sitting at the table with you front and center. Have somebody there to protect you. I remember when we were young, we couldn't even go on dates without a brother or sister coming with us. Our parents were like, no, you ain't doing this by yourself at night. No, you're not doing that. And so that's why the siblings with us. And, we were mad at the time. I don't want him coming with me and I don't want her coming with me. But then as I think about it from a parent point of view, that I'm older now, and I'm like, man, our parents were making sure that we came home, that we came back home. So come on, even in your adulthood, and yes, that beautiful show. I think Tyler Perry is the producer of that beautiful show. Come on now, sisters, take care of one another. And also, thank you, Holy Spirit. Women, if you see a woman that's out there and she's dating, and you see something and it seems suspicious to you, you can even call if you're at a restaurant, call the maitre d' over and say, listen, something just don't sound right. I just look right. I don't know this couple. I'm just, go ahead and get involved. Let them call you Karen all they want, as long as you making sure that woman is being taken care of and that she
I want
gets
to
home.
speak to something that Essence said, though. I was at a hair salon on Friday, and it was a lady that was a new customer to my stylist, and it was her birthday. Her birthday's today. What's today? Sunday? No, it was yesterday. But anyway, she said she went to go get some work done on her car, and she goes to this place all the time. And the guy said, he said, hey, beautiful. She said, yes, I am. And we all hollered, and we were like, that's right. And it reminded me of what my aunt used to say. And this was before internet and everything else. We were young girls. We were 13, 14, my cousin and I. And they used to always call us how beautiful we are, how pretty we are, and all the rest of that. And so my cousin asked, because my cousin's like my sister cousin. And she was like, Auntie, why do you always tell us how beautiful we are? She said, well, y'all look okay. Y'all cute enough. Okay. But you ain't that beautiful. She said, but I tell you that because when Ninja comes up and tells you that, I want you to tell him, the mirror tell me that every day. Now I want you to tell me something I don't know. Make him come with something else. Make him do the work. Okay. She said, you know that. So I want you ought to know that everybody think you beautiful. We even instilled that to you. So if a man comes, you ain't got to pull up your dress or drop no pants. You know that already. Make them tell you something about you that you don't know. Okay, make him look into you and look past your looks. And I've always remembered that.
I love that. And the first key to loving is loving yourself. Come on.
And back to what Nadi said, though, and that's another thing that goes wrong with these kids, and that people don't have a lot of self-esteem. Nobody sits at their auntie's or their grandma's knee no more. I used to sit at my grandma's knee, and she would tell us stories, and then the stories would always have a lesson and a moral in it. You know what I mean? Ooh. Even my father and my mother, my father told me how he met my mother. He said, and she was unapproachable. Okay.
He had to work. He had to work
with her. He had to work at it. He said, and that's why I liked your mother. And he said, she wasn't no friendly girl. She wasn't even smiley. He said, but I wanted to know. He said, but she was beautiful. He said, there was something about her. And I wanted to get to know her. So I was willing to do what it takes. But basically what he was saying is that he didn't make her, she didn't make herself available. And that's like I was telling my big little brother the other day when they was telling me that, you wouldn't be so bossy if you had, I do have love in my life, the love of self. You know what I mean?
The love of self.
And anything else is complimentary,
Ooh. And that's what I think. All of these topics, it all goes back to knowing your self-worth. You gotta be solid with yourself before you get into these situations, so you're not compromised.
Come on now. The Essence says this. You better come on, Kim, with that girl. I almost jumped up out this chair and ran around the room like I was in church when you told me sit at your mother's knee. Girl, because I remember that day. Sit right here and let me talk to you. And child, you better not have back talk. All you did was went over there and sat down. You better have been listening because she was going to ask you, did you hear what I said? Did you hear?
Yes.
Come on, we need to sit at our mother's knees again. But here's the thing. Mothers got to be willing to sit down so their child can sit at their knee.
Right. And then I'm going to tell you something else. My grandmama, I want to call because, you want to talk about something. I will call my grandma. Grandma, let me tell you what happened to me. And grandma, she said, let me tell you what I'm going through. She said, well, did you pray? I said, Grandma, I'm trying to tell you something now. I said, I didn't call over here to pray. I'm calling to tell you something. She said, well, I'm not talking about nothing until you pray. She said, because you call and tell me about your problems, you need to tell it to God. That's who you need to tell your problems. She said, because that's who's going to move your mountain. She said, now, come on, let's pray. So then it got to a point where I would say, okay, I called. She said, did you pray? I said, Grandma, I did pray. So let me tell you. She said, well, we're going to pray again. I lied. I hadn't prayed.
You ain't trying to get past grandma. I love that, Kim. And let me tell you, that is my language. Y'all know the word of God is my love language. That's my language. And we do have to get back to that, because that is saying, okay, just put your confidence not only in the conversation you're about to have with grandma, but put your conversation in there with God and your trusting with God too. Essence said this. She said, he slid in my DM of pregnant and all calling me beautiful child. This live is for me. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that this is what we want. All three of us ladies on here want to do. We want these lives to be, thank you, Holy Spirit, to give life to women.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want all of these videos to be. And thank you so much for letting us know that we're right on target with that. Let me get in these comments so you guys can be heard. Bianca said, Lord, see, Latonya, people don't understand that it don't come in the same way you get it at all. It can be something completely different or worse. And they were talking about a conversation they were having in the chat, which I love it. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you, Latoya. And Bianca said, yes, I should mention this ex was a homosexual and I was romantically scammed. There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
It was a song back in the day, Bo Weevil, Looking for a Home.
Ooh, not Bo We Looking for a Home. Mamir said, all scammers are unconscionable, but there is something about using a person's heart to steal from their wallet that's extra sick. Left with an empty bank account and a broken heart? Come on now, Mamir.
That's why you got to be stingy. You got to be stingy with your dollars, okay?
Be okay and be okay with that. Be okay with being stingy. Be okay. No, and here's what I do with a lot of people too. Sometimes people will call me and they say, Regina, can I borrow some money? I said, listen, I don't loan money to people like that. I will give you some money, but I never loan more than I can afford to give away.
Yeah, my auntie used to always say, you ask her to borrow some money. She says, listen, I don't borrow, therefore I don't loan.
That's been my whole saying my whole life. I don't loan more than I can afford to give away.
Yeah, because if you don't get it back,
and then I'm not trying to make, to have you trying to be, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not enabling you. All right. So Latoya said, Mamir, it is, they are heartless people. Yes. Thank you. As she said, or stay in the night. And then Deborah, hey, Deborah. Deborah said, my daughter would meet a person in a public place and take a picture of his license plate. You better come on, license plate. Come on, get a picture of him too while you at it.
You see James comment, Juice?
Let me get down to James. Amir said, a chaperone for first days used to be common. We should make it normal again. Yes, we should. Thank you. This one, Naughty.
Yeah.
James said, my sister went on a date with her boyfriend and I was a third wheel. You better come on third wheel.
You better come on, James.
Protect your black queen.
That's right. That's right. And have your little thing on your side too, James, in case you need it. Okay. So,
yeah.
James, I know that's right. Protect your sister. You better come on. Come on, let them know right off the bat. If whatever you negative was thinking, it ain't happening over here. LOL, we don't sit on our knees. That's a fact. Yes, I love that. Kim said you need to sit at your grandmother's knees again. Deborah said, I love the elder stories. Now tell the story. Now I tell.
Yeah, me too, because I'm the elder. Because I'm queen of one-liners too.
You're the queen of. Amen.
I miss my grandmother. I miss my grandmother and her stories, and my grandfather too.
I miss my mother, my grandparents, and my mom and dad with their stories.
Come on now, and you are right, Kim. We are now the elders, so it's time for us to tell the stories. And if you don't tell the stories of how you survived, and the wisdom, you got to impart to them. They'll be left to try and learn it on their own, and that's how they get scammed because we're not telling them what the preventions are. The Essence Aesthetic said, I made sure to inquire about my grandma love story. I love that. And she also said he would stay all over the time and I felt special. Girl, his ex who was stalking our relationship told me he got kicked out and she was bringing him clothes to my house in secret. No, don't take him, girl. Don't take him.
Throw him back.
The story said, ladies, share your location with your friends or family also. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Somebody always knew where I was and I already had all the information anyway.
That's right. Latoya says, sit on the sofa, cracking pecans and getting that good wisdom. Woo, Lord, I miss them days. Y'all, I love it. Ladies, this has been wonderful, wonderful. I had another one link that I'm going to do, but I'm going to do that separate. But this has been just so great. I really do adore you two ladies. Thank you so much for joining in this conversation of us trying to protect our ladies, to uplift them, encourage them, inspire them, make them aware, because we want our beautiful women to have a sense of self, also a sense of importance of who they are.
Right.
Building each other up, not tearing each other down. There's enough women out there that's tearing you down. We over here, we're going to lift you up. We're going to lift you up, but we're going to lift you up so you can stay up. This ain't no temporary lift. This is a lifetime lift up now. Encourage. Nadi, let's get some closing words out here, and then I'll get some closing words from Kim Delivers. Thank you all for being here on the channel as well. And thank you for being in the chats. Thank you, James. Nadi, what's your closing thoughts for today's topic?
I love all of y'all, and I want the best for all of y'all. And I just want everyone to start using their logical minds before they go out here and date, whether it's online or in person. You still have to use these tools so that you can avoid the love bombers. All right, and that's a show for another day, okay? But just know what your self-worth is. Validate yourself first before you get out there and date. Seriously.
I love that, Nadi. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to Nadi Love channel, Nadi Love Movement. She's doing great work out here, y'all. Come on, y'all. Subscribe to her YouTube channel as well as all her social media platforms at Nadi Love Movement. Kim, give us some closing thoughts, girl.
Lead with your head and not your heart. That's what I'm saying. Have some discernment, and understand that you don't need to love anybody to the detriment of your own self. So that's the other thing. A lot of people put themselves aside, make themselves be small so that other person can be big in their lives. It doesn't matter what you do for a person. They're either going to love you in the manner in which they're going to love you, or love you the right way, the way you're supposed to be loved. Okay. And a lot of people and everything that come in your life, depending on how they are, that let you know their patterns, their characteristics lead to patterns, and you should be able to understand what those are and what they're for. So take the rose-colored glasses off too. Okay. Just start looking for people for who they are and not who you want them to be.
Ooh, powerful. Look for who. Come on now. Ooh, child, Kim. I would like to sit at your knee, girl. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of these women out there to sit at your knee, because you even got some wisdom for me, girl. Even in my 57 years of age, girl, you got some wisdom for me. It is the truth. It is a choice. Trust your intuition. It will never stir you wrong. Trust your intuition. It will never stir you wrong. Thank you so much, Deborah. Love should not hurt. Come on now. We talked about that. And the essence says, yes, amen. I was young and dumb. No, you were young. You were not dumb.
No, you were dumb. You were dumb. And then sometimes it takes, I just want to say this one thing. It was a man that I loved it. Okay. Oh,
loved it with the ED on the end.
I loved him. Still love that man. Okay. And we still cool to this day. But the thing is that he was going through a whole heck of a lot of stuff. Okay. And I knew him for the individual that he was. I know the kind of man that he was, but he wasn't that for me, because my grandma always told me too, when you see, and this is for a person that's going through trouble, if you see God put his hand on a man's shoulder, that's when you take yours off.
Whoa!
So it wasn't no place for me no more. I saw, I wanted to take it personal and be wounded, but, and I stayed a little bit longer than I should have, because I was trying to wait and see. But then that hit my head. Grandma said that when you see God that's when you take yours off. So I had to take mine off and go ahead, because it wasn't a situation for us. You know what I mean? At that time. And he had a lot going on. But the bottom line is that, so I'm just saying, Essence, you're not dumb at all. Sometimes we just wait and see. And it's nothing wrong with just, looking to see if, and then you go, oh, okay. And then you moved on. You ain't with him no more, baby. So you ain't done.
Right. No way, dumb. Listen, she was smart enough to get out. Come on now. That's some wisdom right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Don't stay in that. Y'all, I love this. We do these videos on here once a month. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so you'll be reminded when we go live. You guys, we'll have another one coming up in January. So you guys ready. We're going to have more.
Happy holidays, y'all.
Happy holidays.
Y'all have a happy, safe holiday. And remember, you guys, if you are going to be alone for the holidays, it's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. All right. Don't get so desperate that you be like some of these guys that we talked about. They're just going to all of a sudden, hey, what you doing? No, come on now. You are still growing and you want to make sure that you continue to go forward. There are some friends out there that love you that will spend that time with you. There are some family members that want to spend that time with you. Have them to occupy that space. Okay. And you never know what next year is going to hold. Your new man may be right there on the horizon, right there for 2024. So get ready for him. And the best way to get ready for something new is to get rid of something old. All right. Y'all stay blessed out here. Y'all stay blessed out here. Merry Christmas. Go ahead, Nadi. Say that again.
I said, don't block your blessings.
Don't block your blessings. And not, you're right, Robbie, not alone with yourself. Come on now.
Right.
So I love it. Have a great day, Bianca. All right, ladies, on the count of 3, we're going to get out of here. And again, thank you, ladies, so very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Inspire me. 1, 2, 3, guys.
Bye.
Good night, y'all. Bye.